Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of Coulda Been D1. I think this is honestly our best episode yet. We answer a lot of your questions. We recap the games with one question each. That's kind of the format we went with. We have the boy, the GOAT, Hawk, back on to discuss our first ever LeWeatherhawk victory in the new era. And man, it's just a great show today, and we'll get into some picks at the end of it as well. So, really hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back, everybody, to week 3 of Coulda Been D1. We're so happy to have you here. We appreciate the interaction this week. And honestly, Napoleon, we really wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't address the craziest event of last week. It was mind-boggling, one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. And thank you to Return of the Base God for calling this out. He said, "Please talk about Caleb Williams wearing a loose-fitting Heather Gray undershirt." That was the main thing I can remember from last week. It was absolutely crazy. Why are you popping out in a random gray shirt in the first game of the season, drawing all the attention to you? Really just a selfish play, I think, and that's what happens when you play for a dog shit franchise. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I know all of our viewers are probably thinking, why hasn't could have been released a statement on this yet? Why hasn't there been anything talked about as it was in everybody's news? But I'm glad we just addressed that right away. I think Caleb's bringing the spotlight to himself, which the media was going to do anyway, and now he just gets some more. It's crazy. I mean, gray isn't even part of the color scheme at all. Gray? We're in gray?
As the number one accessory podcast in the entire United States, we really just were disgusted by the act. The gray shirt is that's something you can pull off if you're an established QB for the 15th year of your career, but for Caleb Williams to be doing that in the second year, just really makes me upset to see that, and I feel bad for his teammates.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I can see Big Ben year 16, week 11 against Cleveland, bringing out a gray shirt. Not Caleb Williams last week. It's crazy to me.
You got to earn the gray shirt. So, yes, thank you, Base God, for bringing that to our attention. We're sorry we didn't touch on it last week, but yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna start with that. And guys, thank you so much, and ladies, if there's any out there, which there's not, but thank you so much for the interaction on the Twitter. We're gonna get
yeah,
into all the questions today and just answer and give our thoughts.
yeah. No, we again really appreciate all you guys. This is huge for our program, and we're glad to be able to talk back to you guys. I guess we can start off the top with our number one fan as of right now, unless anyone wants to take the throne. Pedro De Sac asks, "Do could have been D1 admins get handies backstage during commercial breaks?" I'm
This
gonna
is a
go ahead
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
plead use my rights here in this country, and I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one. I don't know what your thoughts are.
From guys, yes. From women, no. We don't talk to any. That's how we
Yep,
answer that first
yep,
one. But thank you, Pedro. We appreciate
yep.
it.
Thank you. And then
Second,
I was just gonna pivot over to question two from our beloved fan, Invictus Testosterone. Um, he was asking us to elaborate on the reasoning behind the abysmal Giants and Panthers picks in week one from both of us.
well, the obvious
Wow.
is the Panthers is that's your team. We kind of had to
Yeah.
show some bias there. The Giants, though, that was just a misplay. Just didn't really see. I thought Russell Wilson would be better, and the guy's brutal. So did
Yeah.
have a good week too, but week one, it got away from us on that one.
Yeah, it really did. We can't be perfect out here. We know ball obviously better than everyone listening to this podcast and everyone in on planet Earth, but we make mistakes. Everyone thought that Giants D line was going to be a little bit better than what they are. I guess I overrated that. I was wrong. I'll admit it.
We can look in the mirror and admit when we're not perfect. Next question we have here from Pedro again. Thank you, Pedro. It's just not the only time you're going to be mentioned in this pod, so we appreciate it. He said, "Was Rodgers' performance overrated? Can we get a Steelers prediction the rest of the year?" No, it was not overrated. Is it going to be repeated? That's the question.
Yeah.
Maybe unlikely, but I think he'll have another game where he throws 4 TDs personally. And I have not seen the Steelers' schedule, but I do think, like I said, I'm sticking to it. I think they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's looking less and less likely they'll win a playoff game, but I give them 10 or 11 wins this year. How about you?
Yeah, I'm in that same range with you. I was actually gonna bring up some insider information I just got the other day, from a source I of course can't name, but
Can't name our source.
allegedly, during week 5 of the NFL season, the Steelers are on a bye week, and I'm hearing rumblings that Aaron Rodgers is gonna take another ayahuasca trip, and I'm not gonna say it's gonna awaken that peak 2020 Aaron Rodgers, but it's gonna awaken that peak 2020 Aaron Rodgers. I think he's gonna get firing again.
I
But,
was here, and again, this is a non-drug podcast, but I have been hearing much of the same things allegedly.
yeah.
So just expect a big second half for A-Raj this year.
hmm We got a lot of Pedro here. I'm gonna move up one. We'll come back to this next one from him. We're gonna move over to Eugene. Or actually, oh, these are all in part of one thing here. I guess Eugene, in response to what the? All right, we're just gonna skip that question for now. We're gonna go up to Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo is asking, does the NFL have a quote unquote baddie problem? He says guys like Herbert and Josh Allen are playing incredible with smoke shows by their side, while Kelsey has struggled, and we all saw what happened to Will Levis after the Twitter incident. Joe, I mean, the word problem here is not what I would use. I mean, maybe we have a baddie solution, maybe a surplus, as a lot of guys are they're finding some pretty, objectively beautiful women to put by their side. And, any man is going to perform better with a strong, beautiful stallion of woman right next to him. I mean, could you attest to this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he brought up Herbert and Josh Allen. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
playing the best ball of their career. Kelsey's, T Swift. I think she's an attractive woman, but that one's up for debate for a lot of people. And
Yeah. It
Will
was,
Levis, Gia Duddy, kind of put Will Levis to the side and let go of him. So
yeah.
I think having a baddie, like you said, is actually much more beneficial than it would ever be a problem.
Yeah.
Epidemic, maybe that's a word you want to use, just because,
Mm,
I mean, if you're a professional NFL QB and you're not pulling a baddie, clearly you're not the guy. So
yeah.
that's my take on it.
I mean, you can just put on a blindfold and reach your hand out, and the first girl to touch you is probably going to be a baddie, just waiting for a chance to be with you as an NFL quarterback. It's pretty cream of the crop. But yeah, I mean, Joe Schmo, I'll turn the question back to you here. I mean, what are some other candidates here that you think could be on the opposite end of this? Some the Travis Kelsey, Will Levis side. Are there anyone else that comes to name?
We'll let Joe answer that one next this week. I do want to take it back to Eugene. This was less of a question and more of this is my personal take of the week. This might even be take of the year. But basically, in response to JJ McCarthy being sidelined for 2 weeks in the Joe Burrow situation, his wife said all these quarterbacks need to man up. He sprained his ankle for crying out loud, and Joe Burrow has turf toe, and they both have to miss months of football. You play a professional sport. Sorry. She then proceeded to say, I told her I thought she might be. Eugene responded to his wife and said, I told her I thought she might be underestimating the severity of these injuries. And she said, what if she called out of work for 3 months with computer finger? This is the best take I've ever heard in my entire life. Honest to God. Computer finger versus turf toe. It's honestly a great question up for debate. Why can't I skip my job with my fingers are starting to hurt. I've been typing a lot. I should get 2 months of paid leave. I think this is a great take, and I totally agree with her.
Yeah, I mean that when you put it like that, I can't really can't really debate it. It makes sense. I mean,
Take of the year.
and not only just get to take some time off your job, get to take time off your job with pay that's millions of dollars during this duration.
By the way, everybody, we are going to start doing question of the week, take of the week. This is our week 2 take of the week, the computer finger take. Keep asking questions, keep making takes, and you may be featured in take of the week. At the end
Yep.
of the year, we're going to have take of the year, and you're going to win a free shirt.
Yep. It's coming.
All right, Napoleon, take the next one.
Yeah, we'll bring it back up to Return of the Base God. I'm glad he's out here ripping these questions here. So Return of the Base God, with another question here again. Thank you. He asks, Chiefs fan son or Taylor Swift fan daughter. Now, this is tough. I
To
mean,
me,
at the
that to me, this is an easy answer. The answer is Chiefs fan son. I saw a Instagram post after Taylor Swift got engaged that the fan basically acted like she was Taylor Swift and that her getting married was the fan getting married. That is the most. I mean, I'm sick to my stomach thinking about it. Please live your own life, be your own person. I'm gonna take Chiefs fan son every day of the week.
You know, you almost swayed me there, but I'm still. I think I'm gonna go Taylor Swift fan daughter for the reason that Chiefs fans, to be a good person, to be a strong person in this world, you got to go through hardship. If my son is a Chiefs fan, what hardship has he really faced in his life? Oh no, we lost the Super Bowl, but we won last year, and we're probably gonna go next year. That's not a guy I can rely on when life gets tough. I need my son to be tough. I'm not getting that. I'm going Taylor Swift fan daughter.
I really like your breakdown there. You're right. The Chiefs fans, whether they always like to act like they're facing adversity. You're not. You're not facing adversity. You made 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. You won 3 of them. There's no such
Yeah,
thing as adversity for you. Try losing 5 straight NFC Championship games, man, and then we'll come back and see what you're talking about.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, great question though, BG. We really appreciate it. We're gonna bring it back here to Pedro. He had another great question. He said, "Hi, big fan here." Pedro, trust me, buddy. We know you're the biggest fan. We appreciate you. He said, "Hi, big fan here. First of all, what did Sydney Sweeney wear to the what? What did Sydney Sweeney wear to the LeWeatherhawk victory after party? And secondly, after the exciting midget off in Arizona, are either of those imps a good a good option to replace Burrow?" To answer your first question, as we all know, Sydney Sweeney wore nothing to the LeWeatherhawk victory party. She hardly ever
Yeah,
does.
not
And
rocket science.
yeah, no, go ahead.
I said not rocket science.
Guys, you can see her on Instagram. She barely has any clothes ever. And the second answer is no, neither of them replace Burrow. Those are two dog shit quarterbacks. Those are two dog shit midgets. Yeah, I know, Napoleon, you have a little more to say about this, but go ahead.
I, what I'll say is Kyler Murray, no, he's not good at football. Bryce Young, no, until week 5 when Jalen Coker comes back because he is going to have two wide receiver ones out there. T Mac, Jalen Coker, book it. Team Bryce is going to be throwing piss missiles. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
I'm also hearing rumors that DJ Moore may be on the block and he may be headed back to Carolina.
I'm
These are just all alleged claims, but just look out for it. Be ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a source close to him, over in Chicago, who's saying one, he hates Caleb Williams and has been texting Justin Fields about how he misses him, and two, he wants to go somewhere where he'll get the ball and a quarterback knows how to throw it. He's not going to guarantee to get that in Carolina, but he might, and that's a better chance than he will in Chicago.
Just know you guys heard it here first.
To return to the base god here, he's asking, what week will the Packers lose this year? Will they lose at all? I know you're a well-known Packers fan. I'm just gonna let you start this off. What are you thinking? Will they lose at all? And then next, what week will that be if they do lose?
They are unfortunately going to lose a game or two. That's not going to be happening for a long time. I'm going to get the schedule pulled up really quick. I know over about the first 9 weeks of the season, it's a lot of bad comp. Here's what I'll say. I could see us losing against at Pittsburgh in October 26th. Other than that, I really don't see a lot of losses on this schedule. The one I can guarantee we lose, though, is at Denver in it looks like week 15. Just playing in Denver in December is not going to be an easy game. We usually don't do well in Denver. But yeah, we're not going to lose many games this year. It's going to be a great season.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're not going to lose many games. Um, what week do they play Minnesota again?
I think Minnesota is towards the end of the year. We do play Minnesota this year. It looks like we have them in about week 12 and then the last week of the year. So JJ will be
Wow.
back, but the first game is at home. So I think we win that. And there's potential that in the last game of the year, we're going to be sitting starters. So we could lose the second one.
Yeah, I could see a second one. I know they always like to do a series tie with Minnesota. Um, I also have them losing to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. And again, allegedly, Aaron Rodgers is going to be off that ayahuasca. He's going to throw piss missiles against his former team. I got them winning.
Yeah, that's post Perk Rogers. That's going to be a game. Next year, we have a question from Harry Doyle Burner. Thank you, Harry. He said, Will Torrey Taylor have more punt yards than Caleb Williams has passing yards by the end of the year? This is a phenomenal question.
Great
Let's
question.
look it up. Through two games, I expect the Bears probably already have more. He has 10 punts for an average of 47.8 yards. That brings his total to 478 yards through two games. Never forget, Caleb Williams told him that he's not going to be punting much. One of the funniest comments of all time. So he has 478 pass yards this year and punt yards this year, and Caleb Williams has 417 pass yards. So Torrey Taylor has him by 60 yards through 2 weeks. Honestly, I can see that continuing the rest of the year. I think Torrey Taylor's got him.
The fun part of me wants to say he's got him, but honestly, DeAndre Swift does not know how to run a football. They're going to be in a lot of passing situations. They're going to be down big early. They're going to be forced to pass. I think Caleb's going to get a lot of yards this year. I think he might even break that 400 mark down the line, or the 4,000 mark that Chicago has never hit.
I don't think he's hitting 4,000 to be honest with you. But yeah, it'll be a fun race to the end. We'll keep you guys updated week by week on that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is all the questions we had this week. We also have some others that we're going to touch on a little later today during the recaps and stuff. But thank you all for the questions, and we're going to transition over to a recap of last week's games. All right, guys, now it's time. We're going to go through a recap of week two and the games that we saw last week. We'll start with Packers versus Commanders. We're going to kind of do like a one question thing of what we saw and kind of summarize from there. So, first question we have is Bill Krosky merit the first NFL industry plant?
Yeah, I think he might be. I
I've been
think he fits the
seeing, I
description.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about how spectacular this guy is going to be, how he's going to be the next guy, and they have yet to give him over like 10 carries per game. So I think he might have just been implemented by Roger DeGale to get some noise going.
Yeah, they're trying to continue this whole narrative of running backs aren't really they don't you don't need to pay them, you don't need to draft them high. The league benefits, they could just use them and toss them.
Think this is media at work yet again trying to shut down the RB, and yeah, we're going to see where that goes. But for right now, it sounds like he might be an industry plant.
Then moving on to the Giants Cowboys here. The question I have is, did Russell Wilson just save his job for the season?
I hate to say it, but no, I do not think he saved his job. Even a blind nut finds a squirrel sometimes. I said that wrong, but that's kind of what Russell Wilson is. That guy is a blind nut. No, I think Jackson Dart will still be starting sooner than later.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a question from this game too. A quick one. Is Brandon Aubrey the greatest kicker ever? That guy is automatic.
He damn near is, man. And I heard a thing on the broadcast. Apparently, and did some research. He was drafted to the MLS, played a couple of years there, fell out, was a software engineer. His wife on the couch tells him while they're watching an NFL game, you could hit that kick that some guy had just missed. Trains up, gets with the Cowboys, and is now literally the best kicker in the league and on his way to maybe be an all time. I mean, he's incredible.
That is wife of the year. You need a partner that instills that confidence in you. Shout out to Brandon
For real.
Aubrey's wife. What an absolute beautiful woman.
Truly.
Next we got Jets versus Bills, and my question this week is who is in the worst hell, the Bears, Panthers, or the Jets?
You know, um,
I think it's the Bears. I really do. They just can't
yeah.
seem to ever figure it out.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. The Bears, just for the reason that they've had a little bit more hope than the other teams, and they've had it torn from them a little bit worse than the other teams. I mean, the Chicago Bears season last year was one of the most painful seasons for a fan base ever. I mean, from the Lions timeout issue to the Hail
Hail
Mary
Mary.
from the Commanders. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the coach just being literally sent here by ISIS to instill fear in our country, in the city of Chicago specifically. I mean, it's so many terrible things.
Seeing Bears fans suffer is truly hilarious. And I will say the Jets, there's no more pathetic franchise in sports the last 15 years. They're in
Yeah.
like super hell, but they I think they just expect it at this point where it's almost worse to be a
Yeah.
Bears fan.
Yeah, they don't get themselves fired up in the offseason about some new move, some new quarterback. They just know, like, oh, no, we're gonna be right back to where we were. Don't worry about it.
Next, we have Ravens versus Browns. And my question is Lamar Jackson the greatest player of all time? I think he's one Super Bowl away from being so far and wide above his peers that there will
Yeah,
not be a debate by the end of his career.
it's crazy you mentioned that, LeWeather man. I was on the same exact page. Lamar Jackson is one ring away from putting his name in a list of names I don't even want to say on the podcast yet, but an insane list of names.
I heard Lamar is now, obviously, we all know he's the greatest rushing QB ever, but I also heard he has the highest passer rating ever. So he's
Yeah,
statistically the greatest passer of all time. Mix that with his running ability. I mean, this guy he's one of one. We'll never see anything like him again.
yeah, dude. I mean, props to that man. I mean, imagine every single team in the league passing on this guy. It's really funny.
They all had a chance to trade for him. They all had a chance to draft him.
And the craziest thing is just a couple of years ago, the Ravens didn't want to pay him, and
Yeah.
every team in the league had the opportunity to make an offer on Lamar. It could have been matched, but and no one did it. No one wanted to touch this guy, and he's so inevitable. You don't need anything. He's been throwing to bums for years. Those are the plumbers that that people say Michael Jordan was playing with. Those are Lamar Jackson's wide receivers, like wide receiver ones, damn near. And no one wanted to touch him. It's ridiculous. The whole league should be ashamed of themselves. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, he turned DeAndre Hopkins back into an elite receiver. The guy is just different. Uh, all right, next we got Bengals versus Jags. My quick question is T Law working with Al Qaeda?
The answer is yes. It's just yes.
Whatever he's up to, it's illegal, and I don't want to ever be a part of it. That guy is a bad man, and he
Yeah.
clearly has an underlying hatred for the United States of America.
Yes. He is the prince who has fell.
Next, we got Lions versus Bears here. My question is, who would the Bears keep if they had to decide in a year or two? Would it be Ben Johnson or Caleb Williams?
It's a great question. Neither of them have proven anything in their current roles. Um, what's easier to fix? I mean, a coach or a quarterback?
I think Caleb Williams might be unfixable, and I could be that might be a little extra, but I do think they would keep Ben Johnson because I think I do kind of like how he coaches and his fire he brings,
Yeah.
and I just don't know if Caleb Williams is like coachable enough. I think he kind of does his own thing a little too much.
Yeah, he might have some habits that. Yeah, I would say Ben Johnson at the end of that. I mean, Caleb has some habits that get any coach a little bit nervous, and if Ben Johnson can't fix it, no one can.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah. Next game I have is Dolphins Pats. My question is Travion Henderson even a real person?
To go back to that industry plan thing, he's actually not. He's not an industry plan, but no, he might as well not be on the field. I don't know if there's some Pats fan listening who's like, oh yeah, just he's got some some hidden stat that no one talks about, and this is why he'll be great in 2 years. I don't know. The kid, he might as well not be in the NFL.
As a Travion Henderson fantasy owner, I'm gonna start the hashtag Travion Henderson died weeks ago, and we're just gonna rock with that, and that's what I'm gonna blame it on because this
Yeah,
guy just doesn't play.
yeah, just yeah, get that tweeting, guys. Get that out there.
Next game we have is 49ers Saints. I'm gonna be honest, did not much watch. I don't think a second of this game, but I did some box score watching as I always do and make my opinions off that. So my question is Rattler for real?
This one's not this is not a black and white one here. He might be. He's not as bad as the media wanted us to think he was.
Agreed.
But I also did a lot of box score watching. I saw like two plays live. We'll say TBD. TBD on that one.
I think my take is that Rattler probably did earn himself like 10 years in the league. So good for him.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
at least be a name you'll hear for a long time.
Yep.
Whether or not
Welcome back, Gardner Minshew.
he's literally just Minshew 2.0. I like that take a lot.
Yeah. We'll get a graphic about that.
Next game we have is Steelers versus Seahawks. And as an Aaron Rodgers stan, my question is, what the fuck was Calvin Austin doing in the end zone? You sold a perfect Aaron Rodgers throw to Pat Fryermuth by tipping it right to the defender's hands. So what the fuck are you doing?
That's terrible.
Yeah, bullshit. Next game we have is Titans versus Rams. And my take is Cam Ward, or my question is Cam Ward going to win a league MVP at some point?
Well, I mean, with dude, I mean, with that throw, with that kind of like superstar ability for a play, you almost want to say yes. It's really just a matter of my question for his entire career is just is Tennessee ever gonna put a good supporting cast around him? If they can do that, I I want to say yes. I want to say yes. I mean, that guy has he has it.
He's got it. Yeah, he's got it. I like your take about the Titans. They've been historically just awful our whole lives. I would like to see them at least get him some guys to, block for him, play some defense. I think they kind of put some decent receivers around him, so hopefully they can keep doing that. Next one, you're gonna like this one, Colts versus Broncos. I mean, you've said it, you've instilled it into us, but it's Danny Dimes for real.
Yes, yes, and yes. Well, actually, let me turn this on you. Is the sky fucking blue?
This guy's pretty fucking blue.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Vanilla Vic is here to stay. Him and Steichen is at the quarterback coach or the head coach over there. They are peanut butter and jelly. Those guys have the Colts fired up. He's won the locker room. No one's even talking about Anthony Richardson anymore, and that should say something. He's in the news every single day as for the last 2 years for just doing nothing. But yeah, I mean, Vanilla Vic's here. He's gonna get 40 mil a year probably after this season. Yeah, he's legit.
Also, shout out to Jonathan Taylor. I just took his Offensive Player of the Year bet. He's had a fantastic start.
Yeah.
And the Colts, they're a very, very, very fun team. So excited to keep watching them. Next, we have Panthers versus Cardinals. My question is, could Bryce Young or Kyler Murray legally ride the Zip and Pippin? Not sure they quite meet the height requirement on that one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is no longer a football podcast. I'm gonna go with no on that. No, I don't think they could.
Yeah, I think they'd get stopped at the door. They could have all the tickets they want to get on there, but until they grow a little bit, yeah, you're not touching any roller coasters anytime soon.
Yeah.
Next, I got Chiefs versus Eagles. I got two questions here. Number one is, can Jalen Hurts actually throw the football? The answer is no. And the second one is it over for the tush push?
Well, for the first question, I'm a Jalen Hurts. What's the word? Jalen Hurts worshiper. Jalen Hurts enjoyer. Jalen Hurts fan. The streets are saying he can't throw. It's not like he can't throw. It's just he doesn't have to. Why would he? You know what I mean? He doesn't throw. He doesn't turn the ball over. He moves the chains. He gets you the win. We're just picking at these stats for no reason, man. I mean, the guy's doing everything he's asked to do.
Yeah, we're on the opposite spectrum. I can't fucking stand that guy. I saw a stat. He had like an average of like 4 seconds to throw, and his average depth of target was less than 5 yards. So this guy's a fraud.
Yeah. And
But is
then
it over the tush push? It is. I mean, they literally said it on the broadcast. They have no idea how to officiate it. Once they bring that to the committee, they're gonna say we don't know how to officiate it. They're banning that shit.
yeah, once I agree. Once it's brought to the committee like that, it's probably over.
Yeah. Next, we have Falcons versus Vikings. My question is, did JJ McCarthy get fake benched?
I want to say yes, he did get hurt. My sources did confirm that allegedly he got hurt, but yeah, I mean they needed something else to get the offense going. See Wentz is that. They're gonna throw for a lot more yards. I mean, I'm just gonna get right into my take about the Vikings. Carson Wentz just saved their season. He's gonna step up to the plate and throw a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. There will be an occasional pick, but yeah. I think that was a fake benching that was needed.
Are we talking about the same Carson Wentz? You cannot be. We cannot be thinking of the same guy.
Oh yeah, the MVP candidate Carson Wentz, the team that got Philly to their first, not their first ring in a little bit.
MVP candidate Cam Newton was an MVP candidate 10 years ago as well. So not sure how much that's going to hold up in a court of law, but sure. Let's see. The Vikings could be fun. Who knows?
Yeah, they very much well could be.
All right. Next game we have Bucks versus Texans. My question is this karma for Stroud trying to low bro Caleb last year?
I think it very much is. That was the most painful clip to watch of all time. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have seen it at this point.
I remember Caleb Williams caught he caught some strays like for ignoring CJ Stroud, he acted like he wasn't interested. They're like the same age. That's the most disrespectful shit you can do. And I'm so glad that Stroud is like reaping the guilt or whatever you want to say for doing that to him. That was such bullshit, and I'm glad that he's playing like shit. He also said some shit about Aaron Rodgers last year, how he thinks Matt Stafford's better. So this is all karma for just being a dumbass.
I mean, yeah, CJ has done nothing. I mean, I guess he was a really good rookie. He won a playoff game. He acted like he was fucking Tom Brady going up to the plate and telling some rookie how to play ball. You and Caleb Williams are the same, basically the same guy. And I don't know what he's talking about.
They are literally the same guy, both mid as fuck. And why are you trying to big bro him? That was wild. And then next in the last game we have first, it was Chargers versus Raiders. And my question is, how crazy is Madison Beers? Because Justin Herbert is playing some unbelievable football.
I mean, it's got to be magical stuff. Whatever's going on in LA, it must be some magic because he's just spinning that pill. He is throwing the rock exactly where it needs to be, and he turned Quentin Johnson into literally the second coming of
Randy
Jerry
Moss.
Rice,
Yeah.
Randy Moss, whoever you want
Randy,
to call it.
anybody, pick a name. That's Quentin Johnson this year. Yeah, but Madison Beers has to be euphoric and share that up, share the wealth. Come on. Yeah, come on. All right, that wraps up our week 2 discussion. One question. Thank you guys for listening to this portion. We are now going to pass it off to the next LeWeatherhawk parlay. We're back for week 2. Welcome back, everybody, to week 2 of the post era. Last week, we hit our first ever LeWeatherhawk parlay. Bang, bang, bang. If you didn't tell, you are a fucking moron and you hate money. I got Hawk on the phone with me, live from Vegas again. Hawk, what are we up to right now celebrating?
Well, weatherman, I've been hungover for 3 days. I did so much. Were looking at me like I was the biggest fucking guy in the club. We smacked the Weather Hawk for 10 bands. When we tell you this shit hitting, we ain't lying. If you're not tailing, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
If you ain't fucking tailing, then you don't fucking like money and you hate women.
We're 1-0 in our last one. It's a 100% hit rate. We might be the best gamblers on earth.
On Earth, our ROI in the last week is 1,000%.
And I didn't stop after the Weatherhawk. I went straight to the blackjack tables. I was splitting fives. I was doubling 12s. I've made so much money in the last week. Jeff Bezos looks like he's from a third world country.
What did you hit the roulette table? What number what were we feeling on the roulette table?
I only went to the roulette table for a little bit, and just like the Weatherhawk parlay, I was only betting one color, and that's black, baby.
Damn right. All right. Hawk, we're back for week 2. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't give the people another play. This week we're gonna hit them with another 5-legger. What are we feeling for the first leg of the play?
We're coming out strong. Uh, we're about to be 2-0 in this new post era, and in his honor, the first leg is some nice white boy named Lad McConkey plays for the Chargers. In his 2 career games against the Broncos, he scored 3 touchdowns and gone for over 300 yards. He hasn't scored yet this year. He's so unbelievably due. Lad McConkey, you're scoring a touchdown this week.
Would have absolutely loved that play. I don't know how he'd feel about the other ones we have. He would have definitely liked the Rodgers play, but he's gonna love that one, and this one's gonna fucking hit.
This shit's hidden.
Second play, I'm thinking I'm liking CeeDee Lamb this week. Do you have any stats on his touchdowns this week? What are you feeling?
He also hasn't found the end zone yet this year, but he has the highest target share in the league without having a receiving touchdown. So I think he's due. He's playing against just a absolutely pitiful Bears defense. They've allowed at least 65 points in the last 5 quarters of football. They're dog shit. Their supporters are dog shit. CeeDee Lamb's finding the end zone.
The Bears are utter dog shit. They just let Amon-Ra St. Brown go for 3 touchdowns last week. I don't see why CD can't do the same. I love that play. I think we're missing still 3 legs. So what are you feeling next on the to go in the parlay?
We're kind of sticking to the theme of just unbelievably due, like we were last week after going 0-19 in that previous era. Puka Nakua, he has had a rushing touchdown, but he hasn't got one in the air yet. When Puka plays the Eagles, he just goes off. He's going to get at least 12 targets. The Eagles' secondary is not the greatest. Puka, I think, is finding the end zone again this week, but this time in the air.
Everyone remembers that playoff game last year where Puka was just dominating them in the snow. I don't believe he got in that game, so I think he's disgustingly due this week to get in. Love that play. I'm also this is my play. I love this play more than anything. But Chiefs money line. I mean, they play the Giants on Sunday Night Football. This is the most peak Mahomes performance of all time. I think that's going to be our fourth leg this week. I think it's just absolutely automatic. On Sunday nights, I believe Patrick Mahomes' record is 25-0, and I see that continuing this week. What are your thoughts on that play?
I wholeheartedly agree with Weatherman. I was talking to just a pitiful New York Giant insider earlier today. He goes by the name Square Swallow on Twitter, the app formerly known as X. And he was giving me some insight on stats that I just couldn't believe. And that's that the New York Giants have not won a game in prime time in like the last 10 years. And additionally, he was also telling me that Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the New York Giants. So there's no way they lose. There's just absolutely no way they lose.
This is an automatic this shit hit and play. And that only leaves us with one play left, Hawk. So what are we feeling for the last play of the week?
This is a man that's close to my heart. It's Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He had a rough week last week. He had a couple interceptions, but in his career, with the game following him throwing more than one interception, he scores 2 touchdowns 83% of the time. So plus money, this is one of our highest conviction plays this week.
Plus money on a basically automatic play is just Vegas falling asleep yet again. While you're doing, we're also locking in this week, and that brings our parlay to. Did you do the calculations? What do we got for a number this week?
Did the weatherman? It's plus 1,900. So this one's pretty juicy.
Plus 1,900. That's enough to retire your mother.
It is, and she can be doing well.
We're gonna do all family affair doing. It's gonna be a great time for everybody involved.
It's the best time.
Hawk, again, it was a pleasure to have you. We are undefeated in the post Charlie Kirk era, and basically we can't fucking miss. And I think that continues this week.
This shit hitting. I'll see everyone at tails at the cash counter.
We'll see you at the cash counter. We'll see you in hell. Let's go. Hawk, thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
All right, guys, you just heard Hawk and I victory lap our the LeWeatherhawk parlay from last week. You heard the play for next week. We're fired up.
Yeah.
Now Napoleon and I are gonna rock with the week 3 picks and give you our spreads. Last week Napoleon went 7-9, so that brings him to, I believe, what'd you go week 1? What'd you go week 1?
I think I was one over.
1 over. So you went 8-7. That's right, because we didn't have a Thursday night game. You went
Yeah.
8-7, so you are 15-16. That's honestly not bad.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Solid, dude. Only being down like 1 unit is solid. I went 8-8, so I'm 13 in, oh my God, 23. Is that the number? No, 13-18. All right.
Quick math.
Terrible. My God, bro. It was a long
This is a
day.
football. This is a football pot. We said we could have been D1. We said we weren't actually.
We were not D1, and this is not a math podcast. This is a could have been something with our lives podcast. All right, on to week 3. We got game 1, Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo's minus 11.5. And again, I hate when the divisional games are like a double-digit spread, but I'm taking Buffalo in this. I don't care.
Wow. I'm taking Dolphins. I think, Vegas is making the call. Jeff Bezos is having the game on his platform. He doesn't want it to be a blowout. Finns are going to keep it close.
I actually really like your analysis there. I don't completely disagree with the Bezos making the call. I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with Buffalo. I think they've been a wagon, and until Miami shows me anything, I'm just going to keep avoiding them. But all right, next game I have Green Bay at Cleveland. GB is -7.5, and I think the Packers are going to cover this game. I think they're going to dominate, and I think Joe Flacco might throw a couple picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's tough. I'm gonna do the opposite here. I'm going with Cleveland. I think this something just seems too funny about what's going on with Green Bay right now. It can't be sustainable all the time. It's gonna be a close one. We're going Flacco.
I am kind of surprised it's only -7.5, and the line was at -8.5 the last time I checked. So there could be some funky business going on there. But
It
I'm gonna rock
seems
with
like a trap.
it. Does it does? I'm gonna rock with the boys though in GB. Again, until the Packers prove they're not running the table this year, I'm gonna keep rocking with them. Next, I have Indianapolis at Tennessee. Indianapolis is -4.5. I'm gonna take Cam
Wow.
Ward. I don't know. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. You know what? I'm also joining you on the Cam Ward here. I think he keeps it close. It's first time he's playing the team in the division. I think he's doing it.
Have the Colts been at home the first two games too? I believe they have.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I think first away game, and I this might be Cam Ward's first home game too. Or they were home last week with the Rams, I think. But I like Cam Ward. That throw he had last week was unbelievable. So I'm gonna
That
rock.
was tough, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock out with Tennessee +4.5. Next, we got the backup quarterback game of the week, Cincinnati at Minnesota. Minnesota's -2.5 at home. And it's either Carson Wentz football or it's Jake Browning with Jamar Chase, and that's my argument. I'm gonna take Cincinnati +2.5.
Wow, yeah, I think Carson Wentz gets this offense pumping, and then that'll also get the defense in gear, which has already been a proven great defense. I'm taking Vikings 2.5.
Yeah, with Minnesota and Carson Wentz, we haven't really seen that guy play football in years. He could be electric, or it could be out eye gouging bullshit. So
Yeah,
that's honestly, it'll be kind of a fun game. We'll see.
yeah. I got some crazier predictions for that game down the line, but we'll save that
Oh, I
for the
like.
other segment.
This is also the wide receiver one game of the week, so this will be a lot of takes
Yeah,
for this one. Yep, yep, yep. Napoleon, have you ever been to being that you're from the area? Have you ever been to US Bank Stadium?
I have been to the bank a couple times. I watched prime Kirk Cousins take down the 49ers on a primetime game, and I also went to, I think, a game against the Seahawks as well.
It's electric. Yeah, I've never been, but it does look like a very nice stadium
Yeah, it
right
gets loud.
downtown.
It gets rowdy.
Hell yeah. Next I had Pittsburgh at New England. Pittsburgh is actually favored -1.5. That's kind of interesting to me. You guys just heard us say Rodgers over 1.5 touchdowns. New England's defense has looked utter dog shit this year. This is just a biased pick out of me, but I'm just gonna take Pitt because I want to see Rodgers sling it again. How about you?
Yeah, I'm tailing you there. We're going Pitt.
Anything you're looking for in this game or no?
Honestly, I won't be watching a lick of this game. There's nothing I'll be looking for.
That's back. I feel like this game, this I'm already this slate. They have like 8 games at noon. So when I'm turning on Red Zone, I'm not even gonna be able to lock into any of these games to be honest. So
Yeah.
Eagles and oh wow, all right. Going along with your point there, you're not gonna watch this game. Next is Rams at Eagles. This is the noon game of the week for sure. Eagles are
Yeah.
-3.5 at home. I'm taking the Rams, and honestly, I don't mind their money line in this play either.
I don't mind their money line either, dude. I mean, the Rams were the team that gave the Eagles the most trouble last year. Stafford's slinging that pill. He's slinging it to anyone who wants it right now. And Devontae, I think they're gonna give those Eagles corners some hell. That's what I'll say. I'm taking Rams +3.5.
Yeah, dead Stafford, he really is slinging it. His PFF grade or whatever is like through the roof. When you have
Yep.
Puka and Devontae, you really can't go wrong.
Yep.
And until Jalen Hurts throws for over 150 yards, and he's looked so mid this year. And
Yeah.
I'm a Jalen Hurts hater, so that's just my take on this game.
Yeah, I'm riding Rams here.
Yeah, I like their money line. We're both like their money line. That's not the lock of the week, but just sprinkle that one down.
Yeah,
Listen to
sprinkle
me.
that in.
Next, we have an absolute blowout game. I'm expecting New York at Tampa. Tampa's -6.5. Justin Fields is out with a concussion. They got Tyrod Taylor going. And Tyrod Taylor's serviceable, but I'm taking Bucks minus 6.5. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with New York on this one. I'm gonna go. Tyrod Taylor's a little bit more consistent offensively than Justin Fields. He can keep the offense in check. I think. Actually, who am I kidding? It's the New York Jets. We're going Bucks. What am I saying?
Yeah, last week we almost talked ourselves into taking the Jets versus the Bills. Luckily, we both took the Bills, but
Yes.
I'm not falling for the New York Jets trap ever again.
Yeah, we're gonna let New York do its thing.
And Tampa's
Cursed
looked like a
franchise.
yeah, Tampa's looked like a wagon with Baker, so
Oh
I'm gonna rock
yeah,
with the boys. Your MVP pick, sleeper. Odds are
yeah.
probably way down. I haven't checked, but they're probably down.
In case you guys forgot, I know ball. I watch
Ball.
football.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Um,
boy.
Next, we have Vegas at Washington. Washington's minus 3.5. Jane Daniels is questionable, but I do believe he's going to play. And after that Geno Smith shit show I just watched, I'm also going to take a lot of favorites this week. I'm going to go Commanders minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm tailing you there. There was not a single thing about that Raiders game the other day that made me believe in this team at all. We're going Commanders. Hey,
Yeah.
and also I wanted to give a big congratulations. The Commanders are headed home. They're going to DC. Long time coming here for the organization. Way to fire them up.
Oh, did they? Yeah, they just got the new stadium today. Is that what it was?
Yep, yep. So left hand up for those guys.
RFK Jr., not a political podcast. Good for you. You brought the boys home. All right, next we got this is your boy. These are your boys in blue. We got Atlanta at Carolina. Atlanta's minus 5.5. I'm gonna rock with Carolina plus 5.5. They covered
Yeah.
last week. Home game. I like it here.
Yo, I like that. It's a home opener. Long time coming. The boys gained some momentum towards the end of that game. Last time Bryce played Atlanta, he put up a 40 bomb on their heads as well as 5 touchdowns. Could have been 6 if Sanders didn't seal it. He owns Atlanta. Michael Penix was playing. I like the money line here, honestly, guys. If you want some free money, go money line.
Completely unbiased money line play, I'm sure. But yeah, I do like them to cover at home. Um, Next we have Houston at Jacksonville. This is my shitter bowl game of the week. Who gives a flying fuck about this game?
Yeah. If you're
Jags
not a
are
fan,
minus 1.5. I do think Houston's gonna win and cover because they are 0-2, and I just don't see them going 0-3.
yeah, this is a matchup. If you're not a fan of either of these teams, you would never watch it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Houston. I think Jaguars parade is gonna end. They played 2 terrible teams. Texans are a little bit better than both. We're going Texans.
This is the Houston and Jacksonville within the last few years has like become a fun game, and now it's back to the old Texans versus Jacksonville where it's the AFC South and it's a absolutely bullshit ass game. So
Yeah.
that's just what we're gonna watch. Again, this is another noon game that is probably not going to be on Red Zone very much. So don't
No.
have to gouge your eyes out watching this one.
I want to give a quick message to the Brian Thomas fantasy owners. I know you guys have been struggling this year. We're going to attach a link at the bottom of this podcast here to BetterHelp Therapy. You can reach out to a counselor. It's not something to be ashamed of. It honestly will be helpful for your life. Because Brian Thomas is not coming back this week. Derek Stingley is going. He puts a wide receiver 1 on clamps. Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans played it as perfectly as they could. And Mike Evans had I don't even know, 40-ish yards. Brian Thomas is not going to get 20. That's I just want to let you guys know right now. Bench him. Play your backups. Play Jawan Jennings. Play Ricky Pearsall. Play Jalen Waddle. Just play those mid-tier guys because Brian Thomas isn't here yet.
As a Brian Thomas fantasy owner, I thought you were gonna kind of hype him up here, and that just broke my fucking soul. So I really appreciate that. Hey, thanks
Yeah.
for. We will be linking that in the description though, in
Yeah.
case you have some. It's been a tough couple weeks. I understand.
Yeah. It's Bears fans too, Jets fans, Carolina. Don't guys. Your mental health is your health. All right.
Trust yourself. Trust your mind. Get it better. All right, heading into the 3 p.m. slate because it's 3 p.m. where we live. It's Central Standard Time. It's the best time zone in the United States. Everyone knows this. We have Denver at Los Angeles. Los Angeles is minus 2.5, and I'm going to keep rocking with the boys in blue again. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you there too. They look good. They look like one of the best teams in football. Really, Harbaugh's got those boys rolling. We're going Chargers 2.5.
This will be a great game, though. This is probably the best game we have in the 3 p.m. slot.
Yeah,
Next, we got Saints at Seattle. Seattle's -7.5. I think that Seattle might win this game by 20 points.
you do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. That defense looks good, but Spencer Rattler doesn't want to throw picks yet. But it's gonna happen against Seattle. Those boys are gonna pick him off a couple times. Seattle 7.5.
Yeah, Rattler was quietly elite versus the Niners. It was actually crazy looking at his numbers, but I just think in Seattle, where it's going to be rocking and loud,
Yeah,
won't be his best performance. Safe to say that.
no.
Next, we have Dallas at Chicago. Dallas is -1.5. You guys heard it. We got CD scoring, and we also got CD winning. I'm taking Dallas and Chicago.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna join you there actually. That Dallas offense looks good. The Bears defense is dinged up even more. RIP Jalen Johnson. We're going Dallas.
Jalen Johnson is the Bears' only good player, and it's kind of sucks to see him go. He's a respectable guy. Shout
Yeah.
out to him last year when Christian Watson tore his ACL. Jalen Johnson was there to say a prayer to him. But yeah, you got to say another prayer to this weekend, buddy, because you're getting fucking blown out. And the Chicago Bears are the funniest. This is one of the funniest teams to hate watch in the NFL. So it's been a really good start for me.
And don't
Um,
forget, we're gonna have better help linked at the bottom, guys. Bears
Correct.
fans.
And I think we do have a couple Bears fans. So hey, click the link. Help yourself.
Speaking of the Chicago Bears, I just wanted to one of our fans, Lord Boog, the second partaker of blank. He's been die hard about these Bears. He's been holding it down. And he said, longtime fan, first time texter here. What can be done, if anything at all, to save the Bears? Do we need to get biblical, nuclear? I have the connections. Just let me know. And Lord Boog, before I could even get onto the app and respond to you there, we had our most loyal fan and supporter, Pedro De Sac, with a response here and what he thinks that needs to be done. He said, and I quote, Big Cat must be sacrificed Aztec style live on television. Now, Pedro, that is one of the craziest tweets I've ever read in my life. The even crazier part is I think Big Cat would do that for the sake of his team. That's how much he loves his dogs in Chicago. These guys need something to pump them up, and this could be it.
Thank you to Pedro. Thank you to Boog for the comments. Pedro, especially, we appreciate your engagement. And I totally agree. I think Big Cat is the type of guy where if he would take his own life if it meant the Bears could get a championship or maybe even just 3 wins in a season. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I really don't see another option. There's got to be some demonic shit that has to happen for the Bears to ever be good again. I think it's pretty simple.
Aztec style is just absurd,
I don't
Pedro.
even know what that implies, but
I don't
it
either,
sounds
but
bad.
we'll have some sort of visual on the screen here. Something that won't get us fired, but something.
They didn't have pictures back then, so it'll be like a drawing. I think it'll fly. All right. Thank you guys for the comments. Next, we have Arizona at San Fran. San Fran is -2.5. I think Purdy's still out. Oh God, I don't even know.
I mean, do we? Yeah, this one's got me. It's a coin flip.
This one might be the hardest game of the week.
Two
I'm
two and
gonna
zero
rock with
teams.
Mac Jones. Fuck it. I'm taking San Fran -2.5.
Wow. I'm gonna make this podcast a battle here. I'm going Cardinals 2.5. Actually, no, I'm not. I am not, dude. No, Kyler Murray sucks. He barely beat the Panthers. We're going 49ers. Mac Jones attack.
Kyler Murray, dude. It's like when you think he might have figured it out, he's just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, dude, he's that X factor I thought he had. It was never there.
By the way, I have
Maybe
no
it was there in
shame.
high school.
I have no shame in admitting this, but if we ever do meet Kyler Murray, I will obviously take back everything I said. I'm a huge
Oh
spineless
yeah.
pussy. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
If we meet any of these guys, I mean, I'm not sending them the link to the podcast. They're not getting none of this information.
Now, I mean, they will never find this shit, but if they ever do, and they bring it up to me, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm a spineless pussy. What do you expect? All right. In the Sunday night game of the week, we have Kansas City at New York. And I'm kind of shocked that even, preseason they would have put this as the Sunday night game. It's kind of a random one, if you ask me. The
Yeah.
Chiefs are -6.5, and I get this is just me being biased because I have a Mahomes MVP slip, but I'm taking the Chiefs -6.5. I think New York looked way better than they actually are versus Dallas, and I think the Chiefs are gonna give them a beatdown on Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm gonna tail you there. Don't, this one hurts a little bit. I'm gonna tail you there though. I think New York's gonna come back to earth after that last game. Kansas's defense is still legit, very, very legit, and Russell Wilson's gonna pay.
There's also, if there's one thing I can guarantee, I said it last week, or we both said it about it's going to be a Goodell show, and it kind of was a Goodell show. There was a lot of reffing nonsense going on in that game,
It
but
was.
to prevent Kansas City from going 0-3, it is going to be a Goodell show. So we're taking Chiefs this week.
Yeah, yep.
And
I
the
mean,
Monday night game, a fantastic, fantastic game. We got Detroit
beautiful.
at Baltimore. Baltimore's -4.5. Holy shit, that's kind of a lot of points.
That is at home
Ah,
though. I'm gonna
what
ride
do
with
you
that a
yeah,
lot of
what do you think?
points. I'm gonna ride with that a lot of points there. I'm going about Baltimore. I just think. I mean, Derrick Henry is going to be Derrick Henry. Lamar is going to be Lamar. I just don't think the Detroit defense is up to par. I think it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I think Baltimore pulls away by about 7-ish, I'd say.
Okay, I like it. I think I'm gonna take Detroit +4.5, but I think a really juicy play here is over 35 or 53.5. That's a lot of points, but this is two teams with not the best defenses and the most fun offenses in the NFL. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the over, and I'm gonna take the Lions to cover.
I will also add to this. I like the Lions wide receivers this week. All of them. Anyone that has a chance to go at Jair Alexander, who's completely washed at this point in his career. Jameson Williams, Amon Ra, whatever. Tesla, White Megatron, any of them are gonna put up some points.
White
But no,
Megatron has two of the greatest catches of all times in his only two catches. That guy is elite.
yeah. I mean, talk about efficiency, man. When he catches a rock, good things happen.
White boys, we all know this. We can't run very fast, we can't jump very high, but if you can catch that rock, you might be able to get a spot in the NFL. So
Yep,
just
yep.
just, just watch some Tesla highlights. Also, I got to talk about Jair. Seeing him be this bad as a Packer fan is a little sad, but it's also a little rewarding just because it makes me
Yeah.
feel good that Goody knows what he's doing in the office. But that guy is burnt fucking toast. He's oh my god, it's almost sad to watch him get cooked like that.
Yeah, dude, it's a tragedy. I mean, he really was the CB1, but everyone knows the CB1 title, you can't hold it forever. It only is 1 or 2 years, and then
See,
eventually Father Time kills it you right then and there, and that's what
this
happened.
it's actually a great question. Is being cornerback one the quickest father time will catch you
For
position in all of the NFL?
Oh, I think yeah, I would say it's even faster than running back. I mean, a running back can get a good 3 year prime as number one. I mean, we've seen CMC do it.
Derrick Henry's been doing it since like 2018, so I think you're right.
Yeah. CB1, you get 1.5 of CB1 seasons, and that's it. From then on, you can never reclaim that title. Darrell Revis might have broken the standard back in the day, but that's been a long time. Most of you guys weren't even born by the time Darrell Revis was on the island.
Correct. Darrell Revis, though, even him, he was so elite in those couple years, but it really only was like 2 or 3 years where he was the definitive like best corner in the NFL. So
Yeah, I mean Patrick Surtain right now is even he's kind of pushing it. You really only get it for a year.
So that is the wrap up of this week's picks that we got. I'll try to get the graphic out this week. Sorry, guys, I was too busy sending this weekend and I couldn't make the graphic. Sorry, guys, I apologize. But we're gonna get that out. And guys, it's really simple. If you want to make money, tell Napoleon. Don't tell me, but tell Napoleon, and you'll get rich. Also, I don't know how many times I got to say it, but tell the LeWeatherhawk parlay. Last week in our post Charlie Kirk era, we hit our first play. So just fucking lock in and keep it going. Napoleon, any last words for the fellas?
When life gets tough, fellas, just keep pounding.
Keep pounding, even if it's 0-2 and your quarterback looks like a really small, sad young man. Just keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Thank you guys. This has been episode 3. This will be on YouTube and Spotify. Our YouTube views went way down, so I hope that means you guys are on Spotify. Really hope it does.
Please.
Please, please, please. But yeah, that's week 3. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.